Narcissist and Infidelity. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. The narcissist will cheat on you. If you are involved in an entanglement, in an ensnarement with a narcissist, the narcissist will cheat on you. Where you are the intimate partner primary source, you will enter the sustained devaluation. There is no avoiding it. And it is during that sustained devaluation that the narcissist is able to cheat with impunity. Where you are the intimate partner secondary source of a narcissist, it may well be the case that the narcissist is having an affair with you whilst being involved with an intimate partner primary source. Oh, the narcissist will tell you, "Oh, I never have sex with my wife any longer. She thinks that my clothes are painted on. We're like brother and sister." You're being lied to. Because even though that individual will be in devaluation, there'll be instances whereby the narcissism dictates that the narcissist ought to have sex with their intimate partner primary source. And of course, even more so, should a respite period occur, which they will. Thus, where you are the affair partner of the narcissist, do not believe that the narcissist is wholly faithful to you when they're being unfaithful to their wife or husband by having an affair with you. Where you might be the intimate partner secondary source as a consequence of dating with the narcissist, there's a good chance that the narcissist will be involved with other people as they weigh up the options before homing in on the individual that is made the candidate intimate partner secondary source. The fact is, whatever position you adopt in relation to the intimate fuel matrix, the narcissist will be cheating on you. Why? Well, there are two main planks to this. The first is the definition of infidelity. And to sound like Jordan Peterson for a moment, what is infidelity? Many people think of infidelity as the consequence of engaging in sexual and intimate interactions with somebody else outside of an exclusive relationship. For instance, having sex with somebody outside of marriage, engaging in sexual activity outside of the relationship of boyfriend and girlfriend, where you are deemed to be an exclusive relationship. But much of it depends on where do you draw the line. First of all, there are many forms of infidelity. As mentioned, the most common is sexual, but there's also emotional infidelity, intellectual infidelity, financial infidelity. There'll be some people that aren't as concerned in relation to that. Oh, he spends a lot of time talking to his female friend. I don't know what they talk about, but he's often on the phone to her. He often goes round there for coffee. Do I think anything's going on between them? No, I don't. And you may well be correct that there's no sexual activity, but that individual may well be talking about his innermost hopes and desires, which ought to be shared with you as their partner, but they're not. Some people don't mind that. Other people will be offended that their partner talks about their emotional aspects with somebody else. Ditto, their deep-seated interests, or if they're spending money on somebody else outside of the relationship. It depends where that line is drawn. But if we adopt a wide definition of infidelity to encompass emotional, intellectual, and financial alongside sexual, then you can soon see how a narcissist is more likely to be cheating on you, even if it's not sexually. Within the arena of sexual infidelity, would you regard the narcissist kissing somebody on the cheek as an act of infidelity? I suspect most of you would say no. What about if they kiss somebody else on the lips, albeit briefly? Is that infidelity? What about if the narcissist is watching porn? Is that infidelity? Believe me, I've consulted with individuals who regard it as such. Would you regard the fact that an individual might engage in groping and fondling? Is that infidelity? Is oral sex infidelity? Most people would regard full sexual intercourse as being a form of infidelity, but where would you draw the line in relation to sexual activity? Accordingly, if we adopt a wide definition of infidelity to encompass all kinds of sexual behavior, and alongside it, rank emotional, financial, and intellectual, you can see why there are many opportunities for the narcissist to engage in behavior that would be regarded as some form of infidelity and cheating. The other aspect, with regard to why the narcissist engages in this infidelity, is that there are certain factors which drive the behavior. The narcissist has an entrenched sense of entitlement to do as they please. They have no concept of accountability for their actions. Either they just don't notice it, or they recognize that it could be regarded as bad behavior, but they will always have an excuse and reason as to why it's justified on their part. You made me have an affair. The absence of emotional empathy means that the narcissist is incapable of genuinely taking you into consideration with regard to their dealings. The impact of their actions isn't a consideration in relation to you in terms of hurting you, unless it's done to control you or draw fuel from you. The lack of boundary recognition also. Accordingly, this sense of entitlement, lack of accountability, absence of emotional empathy, absence of boundary recognition, all power in the narcissist the need to get to the prime aims. The prime aims looms large and trumps any sense of fidelity. The necessity of achieving the prime aims means that all considerations about faithfulness become secondary. I mentioned that in relation to the dynamic between a narcissist and an intimate partner primary source, that the sustained devaluation period is when this cheating will occur. It won't occur during the golden period. When you're in the sustained devaluation, you're painted black, which means, in essence, the narcissist is freed from the shackles of fidelity, and they can do as they please. There'll be many of you that might be stating the view, well, I would know if the narcissist was cheating, and I know that they didn't. Do you know for sure? Were you with the narcissist all of the time? Remember, the narcissist will look to seek the prime aims with any interaction with an appliance, and therefore it could be the case that the narcissist is sneaking off during a workday to have sex with somebody, or to do so at the workplace. That they might say that they're going to the driving range to play some golf, but instead they've popped off to go and have sex with a prostitute. In many instances where you think there's no infidelity, invariably there is. Just the narcissist was able to hide it from you. You weren't made aware of it. Infidelity occurs because the narcissist has no brake upon their behavior. There is no shackle that keeps them in line in relation to either the sustained devaluation or when you're an intimate partner secondary source. The narcissist doesn't operate by the usual rules. This has to be the case to enable the narcissist to assert control freely, to gather that fuel without complication, to get to those prime aims as often as is required. The narcissist simply doesn't care about you. Yes, they may well care, dependent on what type of narcissist they are, that they might be discovered, hence why the narcissist is at pains to hide the affair or the various indiscretions, not because they care about you, but they don't want to threaten the control over you or damage their facade by having it mentioned or exposed that they were engaged in an affair. But the fact is, adopting a wide definition of what infidelity is beyond the traditional of sexual or intimate infidelity, you can be assured that the narcissist will cheat on you. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.